The game mode Skyblock has been around for many years, and back in 2012, every Minecraft YouTuber was playing it. But after years of the game mode being popular, many high-egoed server owners would then create their own Skyblock servers just to make a quick buck. They offered a highly pay-to-win version of the game mode with real money prizes, which influenced many people to spend hundreds of dollars on their servers. All there was were pay-to-win Skyblock servers, but then, in 2019, Hypixel announced and released a game mode called Skyblock. When you first started playing Skyblock, it was different. It was interesting. You didn't know what to do. It was not the typical spawn on your island, chop down some trees, and then use a cobblestone generator. There were different islands with different objectives and custom mobs. Everyone remembers spawning in on your island and eventually making your way to go mine in the deep caverns or even grind out some lapis armor. But the real thing that Hypixel didn't want to tell us was that after playing on this server, you would never want to leave it. So I guess let's start from the beginning. Why was Hypixel Skyblock so fun? Well, to be honest, all of their Skyblock servers, no one really played them for fun. But when Skyblock was first released on Hypixel, everyone who played it actually had fun. This was one of the times where a Minecraft server actually made the game mode enjoyable again. Why was it so addicting? What was the true fun in killing mobs or mining ores all day? Well, it's probably because of its unique skill system. Obviously, Skyblock is a grindy game, but with the skill system, you actually had a purpose to do things. Grinding out skills over time rewarded players with a buff. When you level up a skill, it levels up your stats. And the better stats you have, the more powerful you felt. Coins, the currency of Skyblock. Everyone wants coins. If you have coins, you can buy anything you want. Back in the early Skyblock days, only a few people had a couple million coins, and if you did have a few million coins, you were known as the richest player. And because of people starting to be knowledgeable about coins, it kind of brings us right into this. The Magma boss was the ruler of the Blazing Fortress and the first boss in Skyblock. He dropped Ember Fragments, which at the time, that armor set was pretty good. But the main thing everyone wanted to get was the Ember Rod. This was the best and most powerful weapon. The main reason everyone wanted this item is because you could sell it for hundreds of thousands of coins. Everyone wanted to get coins. The more coins you have, the more stuff you could buy and the easier you could progress in Skyblock. And in order to get coins, you had to find some way to grind for them. This reasoning to get coins created hundreds and hundreds of ways to make money in Skyblock, but at the end of the day, all of these money-making methods were destroyed by us YouTubers. Then, the End Update, a brand new island in Skyblock, a new world. This is probably one of the biggest updates in Skyblock as it introduced dragons. The old, protector, wise, young, unstable, strong, and the one and only superior dragon. Along with that, dragons actually introduced a new armor set for each dragon. They were all unique in some way, as some of them had their own different stats, different armor set bonuses, and different buffs. And dragons actually introduced a new sword, the strongest sword in the game, the aspect of the dragons. Well, it was the strongest sword in the game until they released the Dark Auction, which then had a new sword called the Midas, and then the Midas was the strongest sword in the game. But back to the End Update. How did you summon these dragons? To spawn a dragon, you needed to place 8 summoning eyes. Most people, like me, would group up and combine summoning eyes together to summon a dragon. The new dragon armor made the economy boom. Everyone was grinding for these summoning eyes so that they could spawn a dragon and hopefully get some of the magnificent dragon armor. If you somehow get lucky enough to get a superior dragon, you could make tens of millions of coins just from that one singular armor piece. Little did anyone know, though, that doing dragons would carry on for the next 8 months. Alright, so first off, I'm giving away one of my Badline cloaks each month in my Discord, so join my Discord for monthly giveaways for a free Badline cloak. It's on my back right now, it's pretty sick, and we're also have a 10% off sale with my code in the description, so if you're interested in purchasing my cloak or anything else on the Badline store, my code is at 10% off for you guys, so use that coupon code, link in description. Anyways, back to the video. So, towards the end of that clip about the End Update, I said little did anyone know we will just be doing dragons for the next 8 months. And that is so true. There were only 2 major updates between the End Update and the Dungeons Update, and the first one was Slayers. Slayers is just like anything else in Hypixel Skyblock. You sit there doing the same thing over and over and spend hours upon hours just to get a little bit of stat increase. There's one thing about Slayers that's very different, in that it costs coins to actually do them. To do one tier 4 Slayer, it costs 50,000 coins. And that's one of the main reasons why most people don't do Slayers, because you have to spend millions and millions of coins to level up to get a little bit of skills. Slayers though was a pretty good filler from not having too many big updates in between the end update and the dungeon update, because it just took so many hours to do it. So if you were a hardcore skill grinder or a hardcore Slayer grinder, you probably know that you've spent countless hours, and I mean countless hours, just doing the same Slayer over and over to hopefully get yourself that RNGesus drop. If you don't know what RNGesus is, it's also known as RNG. Basically, when you get to a certain level, you can get these things called RNG drops, which some of these items can be worth a lot of coins. Okay, so there's actually only 3 Slayers. The Revenant Slayer. The Revenant Slayer has 4 different levels. Every Slayer currently only has 4 different tiers: a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. The tier 1 costs 100 coins to start. The tier 2 costs 2,000 coins to start. The tier 3 costs 10,000 coins, and then the tier 4 costs 50,000 coins. They all have their own unique recipes, unique boss drops, and leveling. The next one here is the Tarantula Bloodfather, of course, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. The price for each of these is actually the same in between each Slayer boss, but then it has its own Slayer recipes as well. And then the last one, the Sven Packmaster. This one I think was named after PewDiePie. Anyways, though, that is Slayers. There's really nothing much to go over. The fact that you just pick a boss, you buy it, and then you do it. The second update was pets. This was one of my favorite updates because with pets, it kind of spiced up grinding. It made grinding a little bit easier, as some pets make you get more stats or more XP for that specific skill. And it also created a lot of opportunities to make money. Still to this day, you can grind out pets to level 100 and still sell them for tons of money. So if you're trying to make money and you're watching this video, buy legendary pets at level 1, try grinding them out to all the way to level 100, and then you can sell them for probably double or triple the price you bought them for. So in the video so far, there's been one key word, and it's been the word grinding. Literally every single thing I'm saying involves grinding, and that is because that is Skyblock. Either way though, the title of the video is going to be something around on how Hypixel Skyblock is a prison. This is not in a bad way. I love Hypixel Skyblock, and honestly I'm grateful that I'm addicted to it and trapped inside of a game where I grind for hours and hours just to see a little bit of stats increase. And if all of you watching right now are not subscribed and you want to help me out, hit that subscribe button. We're really aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if we can do that, that would be awesome. And then the Dungeons update came out. We can talk to the Gatekeeper Mort here, but we have the entrance, floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3. Floor 4 is not released, and then all of the other ones are not released either. There's not really a set release time, but while you're watching this video, it might even be up to about 6 months before all the other floors are released, maybe up to a year. I hope that's not the case, but we really don't know because they took so long to come out with Dungeons either way. Dungeons was originally released about 1 year ago from when Dungeons actually was put out on the server. So that's about a year announcement before the actual update. So a lot of hype kind of got lost around it. But either way, let's try hopping into a dungeon and just seeing what it's all about. So the unique thing about dungeons is that you have a different set of skills in different classes. So if we talk to Mort, you can see that there are a bunch of different classes. I play the Archer class because I'm a noob and I like to play Archer. But that's really the only unique thing. And then the other thing is these skills. If you go to your skills and then go to Dungeoneering, there are skills for every single class, and then in dungeons they give you an extra few buffs. But other than that, there's one last skill in dungeons called the Catacombs, and then you get actually HP. So, the dungeon started, but each skill level up, you get a little bit more HP. So for every level, you get plus 1 HP. So for hours and hours of grinding, you just go back to that point where you just gotta get a little bit more HP for putting in hours of work. And then when you actually hop into the dungeon, it's like everything else in Skyblock. It's just killing the same mobs over and over every single run, and hopefully not dying. All the mobs in dungeons, though, have different stats. I mean, some are stronger, some are weaker, some are just more powerful. There's mini bosses and normal bosses. There's actually a unique boss to every single floor. Floor 1 is the Bonzo boss, floor 2 is the Scarf boss, and floor 3 is the Professor boss. After fighting these bosses for so long, we tend to start creating our own strategies to not even make it more efficient, but to defeat the boss within seconds. I mean, my Dungeons team can defeat the professor boss in maybe about 15 seconds. It's kind of crazy to think that there's only 3 floors out and there's already a bunch of decent amount of content to go through. I can't wait for floor 4, I can't wait for the future of dungeons, and this kind of brings us all the way back to the title of the video, on how Hypixel Skyblock is secretly a prison. All it is grinding mobs over and over. I don't get how I have so much fun doing the same thing over and over, and a lot of people are too. There's hundreds of thousands of people daily who are grinding the same thing over and over, but we still have fun. It's a good prison. We're somehow trapped into this game and everyone's enjoying it, but it's like a prison. I don't get it.